Mayfield with the breakup. Otherwise, there were two Penguins down low. Barzal on the counterattack. He got it through for Palmieri, and he scores! Barzal off the run. Islanders' first power play of the night, their fourth power play of the season, and they play it well off the draw. And Duclair shoots and scores! Backdoor, Duclair all alone. He made the pass. Palmieri's shot was stopped by Thompson. Still losing, they score! It's Schaefer! Yep, and they brought in four guys during the offseason, and Taves, Nyquist, Kepke, Pearson. There's a goal! J.G. Pageau! Schaefer just banked off the arm of DeMello, and Heineman scores!
Kyrou, Hughes catches him. Kyrou hits the trailer. Shin, score! 17:50 to go, second period. Jordan Kyrou to Shin.
Well, look out, there's Bouchard, turned it over again. Here's Barzal, the front of the shot. Rick had to be very careful. Tricky shot there by McDavid. Trying to catch him going across. Short-handed. Here's Horvat in. He shoots.
The Islanders win the draw again. Now they can attack.
Here's Barzal. Got it. Throw. Score. It's Bo Horvat for New York. Another chance. It's a 2-on-0 with the empty net. Here's Drouin. Got it across. Horvat has the hat trick.
Trying to pull in. Had a step. Cuts back. And here's Mayfield from Schaefer. Mayfield to the back door. Kicked away. Omar rebound. They score! Polak sends it ahead. And it's Anders Lee to the middle. Polak back door. Horvat scores! Once we get into the new year. 6 minutes gone in the third. Here's Matt Barzal weaving in. Drops it up. Palmieri scores! Leddy watching him closely. The pass fed out for Schaefer right at the blue line. Barzal once again. He drives to the net. The backhand all the way through. They score! Even in the game they won on Saturday against Ottawa, and they won 5-4. This is not a team that has historically won in recent memory by outscoring their problems. Right in front, they score! Bo Horvat. Here's Duclair. Boquist. Left side now, Shabanoff. Downhill for Anders Lee at the side of the net. Spun it to the goal. A little dig at it. It's in!
Late pass for Nylander, busting in. Nylander moves it across, Machelli scores!
Schaefer has some room to skate. He'll hand off to Barzal. Return to Matthew Schaefer. Over the line for Palmieri. Schaefer went to the net. Palmieri goes across for Duclair. Didn't get a lot on it. Schaefer scores! Pass intended for Johansson and stolen away by Holmstrom, and Simon Holmstrom gives off to Anders Lee. Lee, D'Angelo wide open, he scores! 2 goals, 4 assists for the young man who's already been named one of the 6 players on the Swedish Olympic team. Here's a 2-on-1, Horvat and Heineman. Horvat, Heineman scores! Little flare on it. Here's Anders Lee off the turnover. Lee working on Ben Sherratt, pulls up, good pass, Pageau scores! Will force the issue 2-on-2. Barzal cuts it back. Hangs onto it. Off the bench, Ryan Polak. To the net, off a skate, they score!
Well, that's the bounce the Islanders needed. They're going to try to get a line change. 30 seconds left and maybe go on the offense.
Here's Barzal in alone, scores! Here's Bo Horvat into the zone. Horvat, Heineman scores! The Islanders are happy to see it. Got a 6-1 lead because of it as Anders Lee dances in. Rebound, score! Cleaned up by Simon Holmstrom. Drysdale quickly works it. Tippett double team in the slot. Islanders pull it away, and now they push it. Pageau and Holmstrom. Simon Holmstrom shorthanded. Scores! For a big man, Anders Lee moves so well now. Here's a turnover, and it's Lee in the slot. Can't quite get it. Marshall Warren in front. They score! It's Duclair.
Up the hit, Tavares. In comes Knies at a close call in the opening period. Tavares downhill in front, scores! Machelli!
Again, the Islanders turned over on the way out of the zone, and this one is rocketed over top by Hampus Lindholm, who's back in the lineup for the Bruins. Jonathan Drouin the other way. Drop pass. Horvat scores! And Horvat, Mayfield rotates over. Kyle Palmieri. Mayfield to Schaefer. Schaefer, a little give and go. It comes to Barzell. Barzell all the way across, and they score!
Back. Shen gets it to Perico on the near wing. Colton skates down. Hands it off to Butch Davis. Snaps over to Brobert. Shoots it. Deflected. He scores! Braden Shen, the captain.
Good move by Drouin on the zone entry. Fends off Walker. Schaefer still out there. Shot! Score! Deflected in front. Do you feel kind of that way watching Ryan be a linesman here in the NHL? Score in front to Holmstrom to make it 4-2. Hold that thought for a second.
Like Drago and Rocky.
Here's Holmstrom and Pajot, short-handed. Holmstrom, Pajot scores! Mayfield went down. Puck comes to Heineman. Could be a 2-on-1. Horvat hustling. Heineman to Horvat. Horvat scores! Empty net, 6-on-5 for the Capitals. Goal line, Chychrun right in front. Loose puck. Pelech had a whack on it. Now it's Matt Barzell. Skates around one and got it! They were 0 for 5 on the power play against the Capitals on Friday night. As Palmieri's pass, Horvat loads it up. Couldn't shoot. Schaefer will scores! Matt Barzell lost the puck. Sillinger the backhand. Gloved down by Schaefer to the net for Lee. He scores!
All the air, but watch go right off Kyle Palmieri a little bit too. A stick in that range.
It's Werenski's stick.
That is a wild hop.
This is going to be Matthew Schaefer's second goal of the game. Matthew Schaefer. Here's Lee. His shot off the post. It's behind him. They score! It's Simon Holmstrom.
Plain steps in. Islanders have had the better of the two teams at the dot so far. Duclair score!
Yeah, I mean, this happens in hockey games, right? It's all about your mentality. Here you go. There's a turnover. Barzell's in, has Horvat, got it through. Horvat scores! Four skaters lock horns in the corner. Here comes Schaefer out of the box, and the Islanders have possession. Palmieri stretch pass. Schaefer, Horvat, shoots, scores!
Try to get a hold of it. Joshua sent that in just a stride too far for Maccelli. Here's Joshua again. Out in front. Maccelli scores! Matias Maccelli!
Lofsky across the crest of center ice. Passes it back out to the far wall. Nemitz, shot, stick aside by Dobit. Centering pass. They score! Andre Palat!
It continues. Barzell with it. Down for Horvat. In front. They score! Emil Heineman. Pollock blocked it. Anders Lee a chance to clear and flip out for Pajot. Can he get there? Pajot scores!
And that's sent wide of the net. Jake McCabe comes out to make sure there's two defensemen. And a chance at front scores! Matias Maccelli.
This one thrown to the front for Cooley, and Sorokin comes up with a stop.
There was no stick on Tony DeAngelo. That's why that breakdown happened.
Heineman has Horvat, got it there, score! Matt Barzell on the near wall. Barzell open is Horvat, down low, Drouin all alone. Dropped it off, Horvat scores!
Looking for a safe area. He's picking a spot.
Yeah, Roger Crozier used to call that house cleaning.
Here's Pajot, empty net, waiting, got it! He does, and then a steal from Palmieri. Palmieri across the line, to the slot, here's Horvat, scores! He's done it again! Schaefer across for Horvat. Schaefer loads it up, his shot deflected, score! Drop pass, bounce back, Barzell saves the day. Tipped it around Jack Hughes, now he goes to the net. Here's Barzell to win it, score!
Games are in. Shot gets blocked. Over to Sundqvist. They got a chance to spring it. Kessel, near wing, fires, score!
Islanders lucky to get away with that one. Still scoreless. 6 to go in the period. Heineman drags, scores! 32 clubs coming in.
And no stick for Jack Eichel up top right now. Drouin's going to take him on. They're going to try to maybe circle him out.
Schaefer scores! It's a right back from Drouin. Drouin to the middle. Schaefer across. Barzell scores! Pollock out there. Three of the top killers And off the draw, Pajot is going to mash on the gas through center. He scores! With all the free agents out there, they went that other route and go, we got a guy, restricted free agent. Let's make him part of this group. He fits the mold.
Turnaround shot, he scores! It's Emil Heineman. Now Barzal. Barzal cuts to the interior. Barzal still with it. Schaefer one-timer. He scores! It's Matthew Schaefer!
And just says he really feels like he's going to be a real good player in the National Hockey League. He's strong, he's big.
This one angled in off the skate of Heineman, and he scores! It'll be another question if it's a kicking motion or not. Fresh Islanders on the ice. The pass, though, is in the skates of Ryan Pulock. Off the boards, Ritchie. Across for Duclair. Duclair. Ritchie scores!
Yeah, you only play once a year, right? So
that didn't play in some COVID-shortened seasons. As this one came in front for Horvat, and he scores! Collision there at the blue line, and it winds up on the stick of Palmieri. Cizikas is with him. The shorthanded chance. Scores! Boquist got the better of Casper with a shoulder right in front of the Red Wings bench. Shabanoff, good look. Here's Cal Ritchie. Scores!
Yeah, he's thinking he's bleeding, I guess, by the way he's got his. And he's not too happy as he was looking at.
Barzal shoots and scores!
I like what that happened just then.
There's a nice play off the draw, and Horvat has made it 4-0.
Back to Palmieri, missed it. Broberg will clear for the Blues. Dvorsky snaps over the far side. Score! Braden Shen from Buchnevich.
They got to get to work because they still need two.
They've got the goalie pulled still. Falk to Buchnevich. Shoots it. He scores! Off of Braden Shen right in front.
Barzal cruising east-west. Now it's Lee out high. Schaefer takes the look, feeds D'Angelo over Barzal. He's open. Darts to the inside. He tucked it home.
Moving a little better his palms.
He's just stripping away there. Sets up Drouin. Heineman scores! Look for Duclair again. Couldn't complete the pass. Cizikas taken down. Penalty call. Here's Schaefer. Step. Scores!
Bringing it in. Holloway shoots. Rebound. Save. Loose puck. And Holloway scores! Holloway on the Holiday game. The Blues on top 4-3. Kessel actually got.
Barzal, Schaefer, and Pulock switching places at the top. Pulock to Schaefer. There it comes. Partially blocked, still got through to the net. They score!
And Matejchuk leaves it back for Pinelli. Intercepted by Nemitz. Gritsuk to Palat, who scores! It bounced right to him and he wasted no time.
Horvat pulls up. Shabanoff returns it. Wide open. Kicked out. Rebound. Scores! The drop off. Here's Holmstrom. Holmstrom to D'Angelo. Just had to get rid of it as Yanni Gordo's right there. Duclair scores! Lays it down for McLean. Wraparound try. Rolled off his stick right to Pulock. Let it fly. It's behind Blackwood. They dig away. They score. No, they didn't. Now they do. The first one didn't go in. The light went on. And it was McLean who's Horvat with space. He shoots. Save made. Rebound. Horvat again. Shot couldn't get through. Schaefer turns to the net. Score! It's Ross Colton with the puck. A little short pass for Nelson. Anders Lee stopped it from leaving the zone. Barzal hands off for Pellick. Pellick a wrister. He scores! This power play will take them to the intermission unless they can score first. Barzal moves around Drury. Barzal dangles. Scores! Mayfield out in 5. Islanders have gotten through the first part of this. They've killed off the penalty against Mayfield. Cizikas the steal and the finish! Heineman, D'Angelo, and Holmstrom again. Lightning exchanging sticks. They go to the net, and Ritchie scores! Barzal quickly to it with the high flip. Will it get out? Dastu kept it in. Cizikas will take it away. Scores! Consecutive nights down here in Florida in almost 25 years. Here's Barzal with a backhand. Scores!
Over the line on the far wing. Suter's going to spin that down to Holloway. Here's Fowler. Wrist shot. In. Schenn score! The puck then shot ahead. Good stick. In. They move. Schenn score!
Keep it on the outside. Schaefer on the exchange. Ryan Pulock. One-timer. Horvat. He scores! And a lot of time in Arizona.
Arizona, Utah.
Holmstrom. He scores! Taken in, zipping across for Barzal. Barzal. Horvat. He scores! Ducks came from behind to tie the score with 0.1 seconds on the clock, and it was not a clean goal for Beckett Senecas. Holmstrom driving wide on Zellweger. Scores! A big body to deal with. Here's Pajot. Couldn't handle that bouncing pass. Could have been a breakaway. Ryan Pulock. His shot tip score!
His skating from year 2 to year 3, there's significant difference.
Matt Luff's first of the 3 Lightning, 2 sticks, trying to defend for 13 more seconds. Barzal for Schaefer on the forehand. Duclair back. Schaefer's shot. Scores! Zabrin is as tough as they come should the game come to that. Anthony Duclair at Crozier. Miss a step. Duclair flying in. The drop pass for Ritchie. He scores!
Pulock angles it off the near wall, and Heineman will take it out. Here's Drouin. Leaves it for Barzal to the middle. Heineman, one-timer, he scores!
Matthew Schaefer then taking a penalty, and the Red Wings score on the power play. Now the Islanders sharing a 2-1 deficit.
Puck play to the middle. Mayfield walks in and scores!
An aggressive pinch in by Mayfield with 30 seconds on the clock. Holmstrom for Lee behind the net. Barzal save, rebound, scores! Puck rolling on him, settles it down. Drouin bumps it out for Schaefer. Down to the goal line for Barzal with 30. Across the ice, Heineman scores!
Puck played by McGroarty out to center. Myers in for Nylander and Maccelli. Maccelli and that went in!
Devils captain swings behind the net. This one escapes the zone. Chasing after it, Siegenthaler will be helped out by his goalie. Markstrom, who misplaced it wide open net. They score! Here come the Islanders 3-on-2. Barzal, Lee across. Holmstrom on a knee. Pushes it wide. Pellick with the shot. He scores!
Schaefer at least gets the puck out, and they're down to 20 seconds left.
20 seconds to go. Holmstrom got it!
Shoots it off the end board. Schenn behind the goal. Now Dvorsky near wing. Over to Fowler. They score! Fowler put it to the front, and it was deflected by Brayden Schenn.
Brendan Burke, Thomas Hickey, Cal Clutterbuck with you from Columbus. Here's Bo Horvat. He's in. Scores!
The Blues will get this one out of the zone. Down 1-0 over the line. Nice play. Stenberg to Schenn. He scores! Brayden Schenn!
As Kaiser coughed that one up to Shabunov. Holmstrom. Ritchie scores!
If you're Ray Bennett and the New York Islanders, got to find a way now.
Barzal with it. Finds Horvat. Scores! Puts it away from the front of the net, and Shabunov will rush again. Makes the pass for Cal Ritchie with a chance, and he scores! Schaefer looking. Here's Drouin again. Schaefer shortens up, scores!
In the island, you got to find a way to get points out of this game.
Here's maybe a chance for Maccelli. Scores!
A bit of a defensive change. Snuggerud now in. 2-on-1. Snuggerud shoots. Schenn scores!
These guys have hardly been healthy at the same time the entire season, and they're trying to...
Pellick scores! Adam Pellick from way out finds its way. Pajot for Drouin. Schaefer wants it, he gets it. Matthew Schaefer driving wide. Comes to the net! Heineman serves it around towards Ryan Pulock. Pulock to DeAngelo. Islanders pushing for the game-tying goal. Heineman, he scores! Here's Barzal with Schaefer. Barzal waits, twists it for Schaefer!
Is this the puck on the yellow already that Sheldon Keefe was worried about?
Exactly.
Barzal gets the point. Schaefer for Pollock. One-timer shot and score! Won't get there first. Pesce did. Now it's the other way. 3-on-1. Slow developing. Shot and score! Off the point! Welcome back, Anthony Duclair. When you play the way Brendan Dillon does, that style, that's impressive.
Absolute journey.
An Iron Man kind of guy. Look at a break. Here's Duclair. He's already got one. He's got two. Holding, drop for Duclair.
Make your own Sunday.
Barzal. Got a shooting lane, doesn't want it.
Make your own Sunday.
Markstrom looked left and looked right, making the save there on Heineman. Barzal through traffic. Heavy screen. Good job by Markstrom. Blocks the shot by Luke Hughes. I thought Schaefer could have broken offensively. But here is Cizikas. The front. He scores!
To drive the bus in the NHL, and you know, Palat's a great player to have when that's happening.
Schaefer got it back, shot and score! Tony DeAngelo! The Devils don't have a penalty tonight. The Devils have not taken a single penalty. Looking for more, there it is! Cal Ritchie scores! Devils don't have a single minor penalty even tonight, not even a tripping call.
Well,
2-on-1 the other way. Here's Duclair with Cizikas, he scores!
Barzal drops it off. Mayfield activates down to the goal line. Mayfield circles the net. Centers one out in front. Score! Holmstrom weak.
You get William Nylander back into the mix, coming back into the lineup.
And Nylander's got the puck. There's Matthews driving the lane. Nylander front scores! Matias Maccelli.
Shabanov slips through the first hit. Moves into the offensive zone. Shabanov, high slot, tried to twist it there. Left for DeAngelo. His shot save made. Rebound on the skates of Pajot. Still loose, they score! Tony DeAngelo lost an edge, but twists it over to Adam Pelech. Puck cleaned up by Hartman, given away. DeAngelo walks in, dishes. Holmstrom shoots, scores! 33 to go in the period. All power play time for Minnesota as Holmstrom and Cizikas with Schaefer in on goal. Cizikas score! For Tony DeAngelo. Holmstrom, crisscrossing, hangs onto it, driving in, scores!
Backhand to the Siegenthaler. He'll try again off the end boards. Goes to Hischier. 10 seconds. Nico on his backhand, taps a centering pass. They score! Andre Palat.
I thought, Bryce, we always talk about the gap. You have to stay just enough off them.
Mercer with a centering pass to Andre Palat, and they score!
Duclair being harassed by Lowry will flip it out to the line. It's twisted back down low by Pollock. Good keep in there. Duclair at the side of the net scores! Now 3 for 5, and here's a penalty shot. Heineman in on Hellebuyck. Holds backhand, scores!
Oh my goodness, that was pretty good, I'll tell you what.
Hey, this has been the sloppiest the Islanders have been in the neutral zone all season long, this second period, and big save by Sorokin there.
Cizikas to the middle, McLean scores!
Well, let's see what happens here with that. Look at this, came right in and cross-checked to Pajot.
Schaefer from the point scores!
They'll take it the long way around and stop on the hash marks. Barzal, Ritchie in tight, Duclair, he scores! Schaefer trying to create from out top, can't hit the referee's skate for Pajot. That one off of Wolf, where'd it go?
I thought it was in the net.
Barzal to the point for Schaefer. On for DeAngelo, spins away from Jake DeBrusk. DeAngelo, the backhand in front, Duclair scores! Schaefer steps, has Ritchie. Ritchie downstairs. Matt Barzal opens up, returns it to Ritchie. Ritchie in tight, Duclair scores! Hustles right back the other way. We'll play it straight ahead for Pajot. Twists it back for Schaefer. Wide open, Pollock steps, shoots, he scores! Anders Lee. Trades places, opens up, fires one up, Lincoln and save, and the rebound goes in thanks to Tony DeAngelo.
Is at the bottom of the National Hockey League, ranked 32nd right now. Barzal dropped it off. Here's a chance for Duclair, and he scores!
Gavorski, short pass, Snuggerud down low, they center, they score! Oh, what a pass by Snuggerud to start it off. Braden Shen, a power.
In his play. So the Islanders killing a penalty for the second time in the hockey game. And here's a chance, shorthanded, they score! 8 goals last 9 games for Anthony Duclair. Found the hottest stretch as an Islander. A little back and forth with Isaiah George. George arrests or scores!
The league is prepared for his stop on that side.
That one was coughed up by Andre. Islanders 3-on-2 into the zone. Barzal, DeAngelo scores! DeAngelo to Lee. Anders Lee slipped it through. Siplikov has a man. Got it there. Scores!
You're either offside or you're offside. Like, you know, now you can wait to touch the puck. That gives the guy a chance, and you're starting to see that more and more. Score! Shen! Front. Snuggerud gloves it down, but it comes to Harley. Harley hits the ref. Turnover. Shen!
Schaefer looks it over for Holmstrom. Holmstrom. 35th career power play goal for Andre Palat, who has scored 182 when you add them all up. DeAngelo to the net. They score! Barzal to Horvat. Zibanejad interrupted it. Lee to DeAngelo. Dangerous pass. They got it through. They dish it down. Barzal scores! 2 against Carrick, 1 against Rhett Bailey to an extended power play for the Islanders. And they cash in. Here's Gamble. Save the play. They score! J.G. Pageau stays. Changes course. Cycles for Palat. To the blue line for Polak. Got caught. Puck still there. Cooley couldn't get it out. Palat for Pelech. Adam Pelech for Heinemann. Scores!
I think
connected in some way. They looked like the referee had to come and separate them. Not because they didn't want to, because they couldn't. Here's Schaefer. Stepping. Shooting. Scores! Now it's Pelech taking a look. A little sauce on that. Evangelista got a tip, but it's DeAngelo to the front for Duclair. Bats it around. It's in! They knew Shabanov had nowhere else to go. Schaefer scores! Stunned him a little bit, though, is Holmstrom for Lee. He's got Pageau. J.G. Pageau went across again. They score! Little stick check there from Sortif. Matt Roy shoveled around towards Tom Wilson. DeAngelo pinching in, giving away. Here's Barzal, and he scores!
Myers steps up, back down to Tavares. Kuznetsov stepped into him. Now Nylander joins, but Chance scores!
Well, she has to make sure that Eddie's okay on a daily basis now. Barzal with a shot fought off by Skinner. That's a job in itself. They score! Bo Horvat to the slot, forked wide by Lee. Here comes DeAngelo. Horvat in front. Recaptured. Schaefer a shot. He scores! On Solovyov. We'll drop it off for Adam Pelech. We'll cut it back. Barzal. He scores! A seeing eye shot. Malkin's on him. Simon Holmstrom stopping and starting. To the slot. Kulak with a shot. They score! A stinger! Kulak, he's got it. Brett Kulak off a stick. Off Schaefer. Jailbreak. It's Horvat. Is the game on his stick? We'll see. He scores! Bo!
And it stays out. Neither team's been able to buy one. And then they score on the tip. And the Leafs strike first. Power play for Toronto. It's Domi looking across, scores! What a finish for Matias Maccelli. Doubles down.
4 total for the game, 13.5 to go here in the second.
Yeah, Casey is anticipating that.
Gapco to the interior, to left, and they score! There it is, Butch Casey, Cizikas.
And then get it towards the net.
Horvat and Hischier here. Horvat pulls it to the front of the net. He scores! Emmets fanned on it. Horvat put a shot off the Devil's body. Polak lifts it to the red line. Horvat after it. Barzal bullseye!
Habs can't clear. Here's Schaefer again. Sets up Ritchie. On for Barzal. Schaefer rips one. Scores! It's again. Schaefer drives in behind the net. Has a look. Matthew Schaefer out to the line. Carols hold, shoots, scores!
The Islanders need to get a hold of the puck so they can play a little bit. And there's a potential
Holmstrom puts
2-on-1
it into the reach of Pageau as a step. Pageau scores!
Here's Pajot with a wrister, produced a rebound, charging after it. Loose pocket.
It's in.
Pajot charging the net, and the Islanders with two quick ones. Barzal overskated that puck. He had Palat driving, goes to Mayfield instead. That wrister tip, scores! Islanders get a break off the bounce. Here's a stretch pass on for Holmstrom. Holmstrom driving in. Holmstrom to the net, and he scores! Oh, what a winner! Schaefer peels off. Barzal peels to the corner instead. Pollock with room. Schaefer a one-timer. And that feathers to the top of the cage. Score!
And doesn't give Schaefer any real room to get around him.
Nice move by Horvat. Shoots. Scores! Sneaks one past Bobrovsky.
Caleb Ritchie at all, but in the Brock Nelson trade, he's going to be part of this core for a long time.
Palat sets up Schaefer.
And now Benoit works it back to the New Jersey line. Joshua there. Took a look behind him. Got it to Maccelli. Scores!
Nick McKay got it back up for Toronto and fires it in. As Nylander picks it back up, centers it, and Maccelli scores!
At the end of the period.
This is a completely different Kings team than what we saw last Thursday.
Score off the faceoff, Bo Horvat! Chops it down away from Trevor Moore with 15 seconds to go on this Kings power play. Pajot speeding in. Score! Barzal at the half boards. Got it back for Schaefer. Schaefer still with it. A shot. Score!
Nylander stays with him. Cycles it off Nylander, and here's Nylander with a break. And Maccelli scores!
Now Ritchie getting the feet moving. He'll carry it into the zone. Dance to the outside. Ritchie sets it to D'Angelo. Schaefer calling for it. Scores! And Simon Holmstrom on the ice. Matthew Schaefer winding it up. Stretch pass. Horvat has a step to win it. Scores! He's out. Justin Falk is out. They did keep some of the bigger pieces they were looking at. As Schaefer shot, rebound right in front for J.G. Pajot. Barzal backs it over for Schaefer. Now Barzal, one-time shot, produced a rebound in front. Hope for sliding back. They score!
I certainly furthered his career.
In front, a chance for Schenn, and it wouldn't go. Now it's Barzal, down low. Tapped in front, they score! And wait for another option. It becomes Matt Barzal. Barzal working on Kyrou. Barzal got through, scores!
Trouba back for Lacombe. Trying to dance from Maccelli, knocked it free. In comes Matthias Maccelli with Robertson trailing. Shoots, scores!
Started him on a line with Braden Schenn. It looks like he has changed that here halfway through the hockey game. Pelech shot, tip, scores! Handed for Horvat. Horvat with a quick spin. His backhand across. Schaefer moves to the middle. Wrister scores! Cizikas and McLean double teaming down low. They got the puck away. Cizikas driving, whacking, scores! That shot blocked as Olimata tried it. Now it's Schenn. Holmstrom is racing up the ice. Schenn, Holmstrom scores! Shot by Sharangovich. He flubbed it. Pajot looking for his buddy Holmstrom. He's driving. Here's Holmstrom. Scores! Takes it higher. Stops and waits. Took a little pressure. Played it for Schaefer. Over for Barzal. Barzal, goal line. Ritchie in front. Schenn scores! Brandon Carlo for high sticking. Islanders on the power play. Power play brought to you by Genesis. It's Barzal from the dot. They go goal line again. Ritchie scores! Picked up by Barzal. Barzal plays it out for D'Angelo. Some tired Leafs on the ice. They score! It's Heineman off the seam. They didn't really have a choice in the matter, I don't think.
No, he didn't.
Here's Schaefer. Snaps one, scores! Still playing without Anthony Duclair, who blocked the shot in the second period, has not returned. Holmstrom, one-timer, scores! It's Braden Schenn.
Not a bruiser, but a nice chance. Here you go. Good pass through here for Lee. Lee gets tied up by Matheson. Top angle shot, they score! What a smart play that was by Andre Palat. And here's Simon Holmstrom with a step. Holmstrom, oh, what a goal! My goodness, Simon And Holmstrom finds a way in, drags and sends it across. Horvat for Schaefer. Right back to Barzal. On for Schaefer. One-timer, he scores!
That was 18 last year, and you thought, well, if you can get anywhere close to that.
Here's a chance with Horvat. Heineman to the net. Horvat scores!
A little bit of momentum. Whoa, stick went flying.
That was the butt end of Del Mastro's shaft as Mayfield to Holmstrom. He scores! 3.5 to go. We'll keep our eye on Sorokin. They're thinking about it now. Barzal across the line. Barzal on the backhand. He'll curl and look. Soucy a shot. Score!
The rest of the game for it goes for the Dallas Stars as well. And one thing's for sure, you're not going to get anything out here for free tonight.
Horvat scores! In comes Schenn. He steals the puck away from Bischel. Ryan Pulock with a slow-moving pass for Schaefer. That one scores! It bounced in! And Sam Miskevich puts it right back into Schaefer's territory. Ritchie, good look. Here's Brayden Schenn. Scores! Schaefer, he was shadowed and had to give it away as Cunningham was right there. Now they'll swap places. It opened up a lane for Holmstrom. He scores!
I thought for a little bit, but now they've got some wings in their legs.
Schenn laid it out there for Lee. Off the bench comes Heineman. Scores!
Don't feel like you have to wait for me.
Here's Soucy, a wrister, in and out of the glove. A rebound, score! And Ritchie just trying to clear it. Can't on the first opportunity. Second one gets out. Barzal and Schenn, a 2-on-1. Barzal scores! This one cleared down the ice. Ritchie flipped it on for Barzal. Schenn good to the net. Rebound, score! Barzal got tripped up off that draw. They find Horvat open in the middle of the ice. Dishes Schenn back door. They score! A thing of beauty. Picked up by Schenn. 5 seconds left. Barzal one last look. Across the grain, they score before the horn. Brayden Schenn. Pageau. Down to Barzal. Barzal looking. Pass on through. Pageau scores!
Put it off the outside of the net. Barzal towards the front, in the bumper, shot block, score! Brayden Schenn of working with this group of men here on Long Island. Only nice things to say. Blocker to side there by Oktyanov. Rebound, side of the net, loose puck, and it's in! I can't believe how many times the Islanders are shooting it wide.
Thinking the same thing. That's 4 of those chances in the last 30 seconds.
Oh, beauties.
Yep.
Here's Schaefer, hits the net, he scores! And Oktyanov made the clutch save. Here's D'Angelo. It's part of the second unit. Shot, score! Down low, centered, blocked. Schaefer, side of it. What a save. What a stop there on Schenn, but the rebound scores!
There's Jansen. Zizekas is going to drive in, leaves it for McLean, and he found the glass with that shot. Pollock right back at the net, kicked away by Fowler. Mayfield from distance, score!
Put it to Horvat, wrapped up by Delorier. Eklund across. Barzal legs. Horvat scores! Bo Horvat gets his 300th goal.